Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is war number 7 of season 42. We are going up against Matrix, trying to turn around the season, get a couple W's here. You can see those 3 mutants are banned once again. This is not the first time that we have seen that exact ban strategy, and while it didn't really stop us too much this time, the last time we saw that it did kind of halt us in our tracks a little bit. I understand the strategy behind getting those mutants out of the picture. It really makes stuff like the skill attackers with prowess power a little bit more difficult. It also makes path 7 a little bit more difficult, not to mention any of the nodes that are the mini bosses that have conflictor, taking away Omega Red and Apocalypse for those, Apocalypse being just like a really good nuke if he's ramped. I totally respect the strategy. What it did allow is for some champs like Ghost, though, to still exist, and we did take advantage of that with some of our other summoners, so it didn't halt us too much this time. And again, because of this blacklist that we had with Torch, I have 2 Science studs again. Spot is going to make an appearance once again, one of my favorite war champions, and then Overseer, who we had a little bit of a sketchy Overseer war a couple wars ago, but he's going to definitely redeem himself today. Now this first fight on path 2, it's going to be placing various placebos on us. It also punishes nullify if it happens against us, but we are nullify immune, plus Mordo's not going to be nullifying anything the way his kit works anyway. So basically we're throwing on an invuln because I am almost guaranteed to take at least one special 3. Basically don't be scared of that, like, right, you have 3 entire ones to tank. That's 9 entire bars of power. We just know that Mystic Dispersion is going to be feeding him, but after taking the first one, I'm going to be able to get into cosmic mode and everything's going to be fine. So these 5 or 6 second placebos are on us. He's got his own power game, being very passive. You can see Mystic Dispersion is expiring and he's just gaining power. I'm expecting to take the special 3. As long as I don't waste my invuln by getting hit by a combo, I should be absolutely fine. We already have 3 gamma. It's not that big of a deal. He's just sort of dancing around, wasting my time here. That's just what Mordo does sometimes. So here we go. We take our first special 3. And just gotta watch this animation because there's no skip button in war. And then I'm planning to get to a special 2. The special one's not as good because it stuns and then you're not able to punish him after. But we have 5 gamma. That's plenty to nuke him down. Hopefully he's just gonna keep throwing his specials. We're doing our light ending combos. It's doing a ton of damage because he's Sig 200. The retaliation anytime it happens is quite high. We're just, again, waiting. I am very nervous about stand your ground because most people run it, especially if they're placing Mordo, so that's why I didn't do the heavy in the corner trick. But yeah, 1 cycle of cosmic mode is enough to get him down. Not that scary. But I will tell you one thing that is very scary, and it's this screen. I am looking here, the Wheel of Death, the Wi-Fi symbol, something I call my companion in the game, because this little Wi-Fi symbol is so often present when I am playing Marvel Contest of Champions. I am starting to worry and think that my kill here, which was very clean, like I went in with the right strategy, I played well, he went down, I don't even really need to heal up this Overseer, is not going to register. And that is a big deal because we already knew that this was going to be a close war, so I'm just doing anything I can. I don't want to close the app yet, because I think you need to see that victory screen for it to register as a kill. I'm nervous about going back into my line chats and talking to my friends to see if it worked, but lo and behold, it did register as a win. So we did not lose any attack bonus there, and I was very, very relieved. Now, one quick thing to shout out is that I did use the pre-fight that comes from Spot on that fight. It gives buff immunity to champs when they knock down the other champ. It didn't really come into play because the only time I knocked him down was that 1 special 2. So during that time right after the special 2, it meant that the placebos were not landing on us at all. Overall, not that big of a deal. Next up, we have probably one of the best matchups that's not a Mystic for Overseer, which is iBom. The reason being, when he is even Sig 1, every time that he tries to poison us, anytime we retaliate, we are going to just build gamma power. And as we build gamma power, it's going to mean we get to 6 gamma faster. and there's really no danger here. Not only is he immune to the poison, but the poison is going to ramp us, and now we're going to throw our special 2 with, I believe, 6 gamma after we bait this special, and then it's just going to be the usual overseer thing. Now I understand why they put him here, because, you know, that Mordo is probably safer with Spider-Man 2099 or a fully buff immune, and most of those champs are not also poison immune, right? So using Overseer against Mordo could be looked at as a slight risk, but we handled it fine, and then iBom goes down very, very easily there, and Overseer did a great job. So very happy to bring him in and have a successful war with Overseer this time. And now we're heading to section 2, where I am going to be using Spot for a new matchup, and it's against this Clairvoyant. I'm not 100% sure why she's here, except that the prowess that this node gives her is a 200% prowess. That means 200% more special damage. And, you know, if you tank a special 3, that's going to kill you. If you get hit by a special 1, it's going to hurt a lot. So I think that's the reason she's here. Just general Mystic Dispersion, general path splitting. They threw a bishop after her, which is iDoom food. I don't know if iDoom would be that good against her here. So we're going to use Spot because I think it's just faster, and he doesn't really gain buffs the way that Overseer does. And the funny thing that happens at the beginning are all these heavy attacks. She's just like going for it with the heavies. So I'm glad that I was still awake enough to be dashing out of those. That's one of the things you need to practice with Spot. And then the way I typically play him in war is like this. I 5 combo, I let them come in and hit me 1 or 2 times. And then you can see that by doing that, we get over 20 of the rupture counters, which is pretty good for one cycle. And because I was 5 comboing, it gives us enough power to do this, which is throw the special 2 with over 20, and we maximize the Sig, we got the Fury, and I knew that that special 2 would one-shot her. It's a much more simple matchup than the Absorbing Man that we've been doing that also has Ebb and Flow Intercept. So yeah, I'm feeling very safe with Spot these days, especially in a fight like that. He took her down like it was nothing. We did take a little bit of block damage. That's just sort of the nature of the beast. As well as the bleeds did tick us down ever so slightly, but we will just use a potion and be done with it. Now we have, you know, this guy, Immortal Doom, was basically made to fight bishops. You can see anytime he would gain more than 1 prowess, which is on all these energy hits and shocks and whatnot, we're getting the energy vulnerability because it's more than 1 prowess at a time. We are, of course, Incinerate immune, so if he tries to use any of his specials, it's not going to be a big deal. And I'm very comfortable throwing my special 2 when he has high power, because when you're in the aura, it's guaranteed to power control. And, you know, it does even more damage when he's in yellow bars. And unfortunately, it didn't quite kill him, but that did. So very, very safe fight. If you can use iDoom, do it, because he's meant to counter Bishop, and you don't even really need to think. I didn't even really have to think about what the nodes were there. Now we are back up against our old friend, Carl, Absorbing Man. This is the 4th or 5th time I've taken this fight. I was feeling very confident going into this one. I'm still fully boosting and using an invuln because things can go wrong in this fight, and they do a little bit this time. I came off of what was the fastest and the cleanest version of this fight, and this is going to be the most drawn out and weird one that I've done so far. So I'm going to kind of narrate this as we go. The beginning of the fight is looking the same. The only thing different about this node are the armor breaks, which are just serving to heal us. So it's the same node as node 37, if not a little bit easier. So we get into our first phase here, and I do not intercept, which is what I did the last time. I'm doing my full combos followed by just getting hit, and once it's kind of like the Black Widow, we're up to 22 of the ruptures, which is a good place to be to potentially finish him with the next blow. So we go here, we deactivate Magma Form, nothing wrong with that. And now we're going to start building again. Now I have to notice that he has a bar of power and I'm cornered. So that is a little different than the last time I took this fight, because it means intercepting is going to be a little bit more difficult. Also, the AI is being a little strange. He psyched me out there, and I unfortunately did take a heavy. So 2 of our indestructible hits are gone. I tried desperately to land an intercept here. I he threw a light. That's what happened. So right before I throw my special 3, I was untouchable, right? So I was missing everything coming at me. I was really hoping I could dash back in medium, but he light attacked, which doesn't count as an intercept. So protection is still up. I just kind of wasted a little bit of bars of power by throwing that special 3, and the only thing that is helping me a little bit here is that my dormant rupture cap, I haven't thrown a special 2 yet, so I have 36 of the rupture charges, which means my special 2 is going to be hitting very hard. I may not even need any extra help from the SIG. Stand your ground is 4 out of 5, very much helping me here. That time it didn't, and he crit, so I did finally take a little bit of damage in this fight. Obviously those heavies, if they crit, are going to do a lot of damage. So at this point I am not doing a lot of damage, and 2 entire minutes have gone by. So I decided to throw a special 1, and the reason I did that is a few reasons. I needed to push him back. I wasn't ready to unleash a special 2, and I basically wanted to get the buff immunity, not worry about Mystic Dispersion, and also get up to my like 50 ruptures. Like I wanted to get to 50 ruptures so that no matter what, when I threw my next special 2 right here, it would kill him. So Ebb and Flow is on cooldown. We have the Fury from our SIG. We didn't trigger the other part of the SIG, but we had 50 of the dormant ruptures, which means that special 2 is hitting extremely hard. Just about as hard as the last time when we had like a 40-second fight. That was a much longer fight, but I'm feeling so good about that fight that even when things go wrong, when the AI is weird, there are ways to get around it. It just takes a little bit of practice with Spot. So anyway, we did end up winning this war, which is really, really good news. Starting off week 3 with a bang. That means that SSX is 3 and 4. So if we win the next war, then we're going to be back to even, which is a very, very good place to be. So we are going to definitely be focusing in for the rest of this week, trying to do our best to secure a couple more wins. Very proud of BG3. We got another 164, which is a single death performance. That is our most common score of the season. Overall, it's been going pretty well for RBG. So I'm feeling good about that war. It was a fun one for me. Some repeat fights, some repeat champs, but I think pretty much except for the almost disconnect and kind of messing up that Carl fight a little bit, but getting out of it, it was pretty smooth. So very happy with the war. Thanks for checking out the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.